The United States of America is never clearly mentioned in the Bible, and there are no biblical prophecies that point with confidence to the United States. The United States of America, in fact, is never mentioned in biblical prophecy. Now, the Bible tells the story of God's plan to save the world, and so the Bible's natural focus is on the people of God, from the patriarchs to the Hebrew people, and of course to the Jewish nation. Other nations mentioned in the Bible are usually considered only in terms of their relationship to Israel, God's chosen people. The biblical focus on Israel holds true in end times prophecy too. The book of Revelation does not mention any countries or nations other than Israel, such as in Revelation chapter 7 and 21, and Babylon, Revelation 14, 16, 17, 18, and so on. But the Babylon of Revelation is most likely a symbolic reference to the Antichrist evil kingdom. Now, various groups over the years just keep trying to find the United States in prophecy, and I have to admit, some of their interpretations show great imagination. Some see the United States as the second beast that rises from the earth in Revelation 13. Others see the, quote, people tall and smooth skinned, feared far and wide of Isaiah 18 as a reference to Americans, although the context is an oracle against Cush in the preceding verse. Still, others point to Ezekiel 38, which in describing the battle of Gog and Magog refers to the merchants of Tarshish and all her villages. According to this theory, they say Tarshish is Britain and the villages are the English-speaking colonies, such as, the United States of America. And then there's the reference to the great eagle that protects the woman, or Israel, in Revelation 12, another reference to the United States' role in the end times according to some. Believe me, I've been around long enough to hear some very creative heresies being taught. The problem is that the interpretations I just shared with you require a lot of speculation, and they seem to come from an Anglo-centric, or at least an America-centric perspective. The fact remains that the United States of America is not clearly identified in any end times prophecy in the Bible. We assume that general prophecies that pertain to all the nations of the world will include the United States, if the United States is even still in existence in the end times. It will be one of all the nations judged by God according to Isaiah 34, Haggai chapter 2, Joel 3, and one of the all nations that flow into Zion, into Jerusalem to worship the true King of Isaiah chapter 2. So why is the United States of America not mentioned in Bible prophecy? Well, there could be several reasons. Perhaps in the end times, the United States will be weakened to the extent that it has lost its influence in the world, and America may not play an important role in end times events. Perhaps, secondly, in the end times, the United States has ceased to exist altogether. A third option is that the United States is simply one of the other nations of the world in the book of Revelation that reject God in the end times. Now, we're getting pretty close to that now. And personally, I think that's the most likely answer. The United States of America has historically been one of Israel's most faithful allies, and God's promise to Abraham in Genesis 12 verse 3 was, "I will bless those who bless you." Now, President Harry S. Truman was the first world leader to openly acknowledge Israel as a sovereign state in 1952. And I believe being a friend to Israel has resulted in America's success. But if America turns its back on Israel and ultimately turns its back on God altogether, it will lose God's favor. You see, that's the other half of the promise from God to Abraham in Genesis 12:3 that I didn't read. It says, whoever curses you, I will curse. That's the direction we're currently taking. It is a path that will bring the curtain call to America's greatness as a world leader.